No voice. Okay. Yeah. Second thing I just want to point out. Yeah. Second thing I just want to point out is the storm that we sponsored has hit right on time. So everybody enjoy the snow as we get out there today. So I'm just going to jump into a video here just to give you guys an overview of what we do in case you're not familiar, and actually have some updates on some things that we're doing now. Uh-oh. Yeah, that wasn't our music, but you can keep it going. Yeah, there should be some sound. It's just some background music. Okay, so I guess we can skip the video, or if you guys can replay it with the music. Yeah, that's all right.
Alex, is it your birthday also?
No.
Because I'll sing to you. I'll sing to you. Joke. Why was the baby strawberry sad? Because her mom was in a jam. Feel free to use that. I have dirtier ones. Okay, crank it up. Let's do this. Here we go.
All right.
Roll.
Go. There we go. All right. All right, so that hopefully gave you guys a little bit of an overview of what we do, kind of how the ad format works. We've been around about 2.5 years now, work with several of you in the room. Before I get into kind of more of our core value prop and what we can offer, I actually want to touch on some things, some industry trends that are going on right now that were actually just discussed in the panel prior, and then also going back to the beginning of the show today. And I think this quote from Sergey is pretty apropos to everything that people were talking about today, which is, Google's vision from the start was that the query would go away at some point, right? Essentially, their entire goal is to deliver information, services, whatever the consumer wants, and the query, the written query was just the mechanism to get, that there eventually be an evolution to where the typed out query would go away. And I think it's actually really relevant as we look at what's happening in the industry now. And this is a trend going back to 13 through 17, and this has only continued the last couple of years, where you're going to see implicit search, so signals that aren't explicit typed out queries are going up, and typed out queries are going down. It's a really simple trend, and it's something I think we're all seeing as we're out there marketing to consumers. So I think that's one trend that it sounds like it's a theme for the next couple of days that we're going to be talking about, and I think it impacts both strategy and also operations, right? And this is the other thing I think that's going on with our industry as a whole, not just search, but also display and native, is that you have, on one hand, consumers aren't typing out queries anymore. They want the information delivered without explicitly telling the engine or the marketplace what they want, but then they also want their privacy to be respected, right? And what you're seeing now across the world is that governments and also browsers and private industry are responding to this. And ITP is one of the, I think, the big indicators of what's that reaction, right? Where you have consumers actually asking for more protection, right? And so, and what we've been trying to think about at Perform too is like, how does this impact what we do as a business, and how does it impact what you guys do as marketers in the industry? And the good news when you work with us is essentially our core engine, what drives all of our performance across this, massive high quality marketplace. It's not based on a cookie. Now, we've introduced some new features that enable you to bring cookie-based data into our system if you want to use it to layer on top. But in general, we're positioned for the future because our algorithm is really focused on contextual relevance and what's going on the page within the content experience. So I just wanted to kind of build this slide out because it was actually really interesting to see the survey results this morning. And I bet 80% of what's listed here are encapsulated in what you guys responded as your challenges as marketers. And the good news is that all of these things, when you talk about supply quality, right? You guys are talking about you can't find enough quality supply out there. You can't find enough alternatives to Google and Facebook, is essentially what you're saying, right? Transparency control, how do you actually operationalize, kind of solving some of these challenges? Sounds like you don't have the tools that you need. I mean, this has been a theme. I've been in this business for a long time. It's been a theme for many years. And then on the audience side, you've got this, push and pull between the consumer base and also what the marketers and the big publishers are doing, right? The cookie tracking limitations are going to continue to increase. It's not going to go away, right? Cookies aren't going to go away, but the fidelity of the cookie and the cookie pools that you're using are going to go down, right? Because it's not going to be as reliable as it's been in the past. And then you've got the search activity getting away from the query, right? So we directly attack all of these problems with our product offering and how we service marketers. So on the supply quality side, we only work with tier 1 publishers. I'm going to build out some more slides around kind of category level publishers that we work with. Those of you guys that have worked with us, we work with high quality publishers. You're not going to run into, essentially fraud and other issues that you have, I think, with other partners, even some of the bigger engines. Proven fraud and prevention and brand safety, it's one of our core capabilities. We give you visibility. You're not going to get that when you get access to some of these publishers through other engines. Whitelisting and blacklisting, we work with some very brand-sensitive clients in pharmaceuticals, automotive, other categories that's barrier to entry. No way we'd even be able to run with them unless we gave them that capability. And then we also give a lot of controls when it has to do with adjusting and optimizing your campaigns, across these publishers. Contextual targeting is core of what we do. And again, outside of the cookie and outside some of these other challenges that the market's going to face. Two-click validation model. So when a consumer actually clicks through one of our ads, they have to do 2 clicks before they get to your page. So you're getting rid of a lot of this, fat finger, clicks. The intent signal is ultra high, and we've seen that for the past 2.5 years with all the campaigns we've run. And again, this whole concept of leveraging multiple intent signals. So again, we're not against bringing data on. If you guys want to bring your data in or use our pixel to retarget and build custom audiences within our platform, you can do that. But we found so far that actually the contextual relevance engine works really well. So let's just talk about our supply footprint, because again, again, solves a key issue that we've heard from you guys. We have over 500,000 domains within our marketplace, but I'll classify these as kind of the tier one, cream of the crop domains that we work with. And again, you can see some category differences here, but the good news is that depending on what vertical you work in and what your objective is, we can essentially put together campaigns that really address your audience when they're consuming content that's totally relevant to what you guys are marketing, product, service, purchase, right? Inherent brand protection, that's something that we run into a lot is advertisers, agencies coming to us and saying, hey, we got to make sure, everything sounds great, we got to make sure this is safe, right? We're running into brand protection issues across the market right now. How can you guys do that? And this is essentially what we do. I'm not going to read through all of it, but essentially it's a combination of proven, essentially automated machine learning algorithms that are going out and scanning the content, making sure it's good, and then also humans behind that. As we saw with plenty of issues in the market with Facebook and others, you can't just have the machine doing it. You got to have people behind it also reviewing and making sure that things are what they should be. Two-click model removes essentially any brand risk, right? Because if you're a brand that's advertising a product or a service that might have some coordination with some sort of sensitive topic, you're never going to be put next to that sensitive topic because your ad doesn't appear until the user clicks off of the keyword. So that's I think, a really good value added there. And then the ongoing content classification. I think I was at Yahoo for 10 years, and that was always a challenge, actually coming in and classifying keywords and classifying content in a way that made sense across the board to different marketers. We nail that part of our product right there. Native. So Giuseppe actually touched on this in his presentation, how kind of the definition in the market of what native is has kind of shifted over the past couple of years, and I think we're kind of going along with that as well. We work with some brands and agencies who actually would classify our contextual search offering as native, and then others that look at that purely as search. For us, we'll be whatever you want us to be, because we know that the supply works, and we know that the ad implementation works. So we've actually now expanded our ad placement across our marketplace into native, like what people would consider traditional native. And it's easily portable. You can bring your assets over from Facebook and from other, traditionally native platforms into our system. And essentially, then you have access to that 500,000 site network with your native placements as well. So it's a nice way to expand your reach and also your performance. Yeah. This fourth point, the full campaign management for $0, again, big value added that we offer, and that's if, I know you guys are busy across multiple channels, Google, Facebook, and then other people you're working with. We manage it 100% for you at no additional cost. We charge on a CPC, or we can do CPM for some of the native buys, and we will manage it 100% for you. If you guys want to log into our system, more than welcome, but we found that this model works really well, and there's no additional fees. So new this year, we introduced our retargeting product. So it works like any other retargeting product you'd have in the industry. You deploy a pixel, you can essentially start building segments, building audiences within our system, and then you can retarget, and you can also suppress. So again, you can use our contextual algorithm, or you can bring in your own data as well, and we can activate against that. And then just want to run through really quickly, just key publishers in each of the categories. If you're an automotive-oriented business, or you have automotive-oriented products like insurance and others, We've got some great publishers, a great supply there for you. So if you're not working with us already, let's have a conversation. Same thing in finance. Obviously, some of the major finance publishers we work with across native and search. So again, if you're in that business, we should definitely have a conversation. And then health is the other big growth area for us, and this is pharmaceutical and then also health and wellness-oriented products. And this just gives you a quick snapshot of overall volume across all these different categories. So again, the key thing with us, you just want to remember we're high quality, at a lot of scale, and it's brand safe. And just to close things off, we have our own console, very similar to any of the other platforms that you'd see in market. It can be self-serve or self-managed by you or by us. But again, we've fully managed at zero cost. And that's it. Yeah. You guys have any questions?
Thanks, Alex.
Yeah.
Great. Any quick questions for Alex? While you haven't, yep. Okay, just let us know who you are. And no, we need, because it's going live.
Jay with Ad Media.
Yeah.
Just wondering how you guys handle data sets, like when people are looking for first-party data, and how you guys approach that if they're looking for a very key audience, niche audience.
Are you, so can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Are you talking about if you want to onboard data?
Just if you're an advertiser coming to you looking to hit a very core audience, niche audience, how you guys approach that with clients.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends what the audience is. But again, we're definitely a keyword-based marketplace. Again, those related topics that you see at the bottom of the article, that's based on what's happening within content, and we classify that very similar to what you do in search. But if you wanted to bring on your own data, we have capabilities to do cookie syncs and other things as well.
Outside data partners too, or do you?
Yeah, so we have a couple partnerships where you guys can bring on data. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyone else for now? You've got